If you've been searching, then you know finding modified car insurance can be frustrating. You may find yourself getting your applications rejected, even after submitting to comparison sites or explaining your custom parts to agents. And even when you do find a plan, it can be costly. Despite how tiresome the search may become, you can find coverage at a reasonable rate. With a little work, you can find a plan to cover your car. I would recommend starting with the internet, because a large number of insurance providers in the phone book do not even underwrite modded vehicles. Try Googling or searching Yahoo for the search term modded car insurance X, where X represents your city. There should be a good number of results that appear, and these results will give you a good idea of what to expect from insurance companies. If you have over $5,000 into the car, you may want to consider looking into antique or collector car insurance providers. A collector's car doesn't have to necessarily be old, and you may find that they have very affordable plans for every kind of car enthusiast. Different companies set different guidelines for what modifications they cover. Some insurance providers will only cover modifications from the manufacturer, or they may require you to purchase additional coverage for any custom or aftermarket mods. And in most cases, you will first be required to purchase comprehensive and collision coverage before you can purchase insurance for the modifications. When applying for modded insurance, be sure to include everything. Some providers are strict, and leaving out certain information could render your whole policy invalid. It's best to be clear, because the whole purpose of the coverage is to protect your investment. You may be surprised by how much insurance can cost for your performance car. The higher price is because most people driving modified vehicles represent much higher risks to insurance companies. With significantly higher risk levels, as well as much higher costs to repair and replace cars, the majority of insurance providers deny coverage. Performance cars are typically driven at higher speeds, are involved in more accidents, and have a higher rate of theft than standard cars. Also, car insurance providers classify performance cars as either show cars or race cars. Show cars will usually cost less to insure in comparison to race cars, because they are less likely to be in accident. Despite the high risks, insurance companies know that every person driving a modded car isn't a dangerous driver. Most are just people who love cars, and take pride in customizing their own. They tend to keep cars in top-notch condition, aesthetically and performance-wise. And they surely don't want to enhance the vehicle just to damage or destroy it by driving recklessly. Take note of each plan's details, and pay attention to the small print. Insurance advertising is meant to primarily grab your attention, and not to explain all of the details. Don't just assume that every modification will be covered. You will need to know exactly what equipment is covered, as well as the amount of coverage. You'll be happy to know that modified car insurance providers cover a wide variety of parts. You can get coverage for cosmetic improvements like headrest televisions, alloy wheels, and custom paint jobs. Your plan will also, more than likely, cover performance tweaks like new suspensions, pistons, supercharges, and conversions. Your insurance provider may set a limit to how much they will compensate you for custom parts. Imagine getting in an accident and destroying $10,000 worth of modifications, only to find out that you will only be compensated for $4,000. It's best to be aware ahead of time. Share this video and subscribe for more interesting auto insurance tips.